First of all, I would like to thank for inviting me for International Correspondence Program, and I also would like to thank Nara because like 2 years ago, after this course, I started invested in myself, in my career development. So it was a very good startup for me. Well, I would like to talk about documentation in culture heritage, world heritage in Uzbekistan. Well, there are 8,000 registered monuments in Uzbekistan, and 7 sites has been inscribed in the World Heritage list. There are many issues with the documentation. There is some set of documentation that should be provided by the government, but many parts are missed. And while documenting site, it provides good opportunity to understand the site, to appreciate its uniqueness and values and attribute, and also giving meaning and definition recognition of the cultural heritage. It's while documenting, we could provide opportunity for the future research, for diagnosis, and also to make some correction measure during the restoration conservation project. It's also valuable thing for educational. It could be a very good platform for education. This is one of the sites that has been recorded. So it's also we invited students and the professionals to do some survey of the site in Bukhara in 2013. And also through education process, we provided diagnosis of the site. Mapping is also very good. It's a valuable exercise to understand the value and the attribute of the site. This is Samarkand World Heritage Property, and it contains 3 different periods of its development. And while we're mapping the sites, the attributes, it provides us the good picture of the outstanding universal values of the site. It's a kind of supporting documentation for the outstanding universal values. From the conservation point of view, documentation is recording the state of conservation before and after intervention. It also provides us justification for the future intervention to the site. While conducting the comprehensive documentation, it gives us basis for preparing of BOQ, a bill of quantity, excuse me, and it's also information for future measures and new information. This is one of the sites in Bukhara, and several years ago, one of the wall was collapsed, and also there were some difficulties because in restoration project, because there were not information in archive about previous restoration works. It was very complicated to identify the previous impact because no documentation was available for that time. It's also one of the sites that I've been participating in conservation restoration. And it was an interesting site because during conservation restoration work, we identified that on top of the dome, this is mosque in Hiva, there were 2 additional layers of dome. And actually, when we started it, from left side, it was how it was originally, and from the right side, it's work after restoration work, and the shape of the dome was a little bit different that it was, and we couldn't know about this before because there were no documentation was available. So we could what I would like to say that we could identify that the shape of the dome was completely different because of the conservation works. but not documentation. I mean, if we knew that documentation is available, it will be much easier for us to proceed with comprehensive conservation works. It also provides us documentation, kind of justification, what work has been done. This is site in Bukhara, it's roofing area, and on the left, it's the works that has been done before restoration work, and on the right, it's after restoration works. What kind of proper documentation should be? So I'm doing my master thesis in Cottbus University, and my master thesis would be about documentation, and my aim is to provide set of documentation that is necessary for cultural heritage and including world heritage properties. And I would like to give this like setting to government for their consideration if there is possibility to apply the international standards in the local system. There is a system of documentation in Uzbekistan. However, it doesn't include important sites like important charter as a state of conservation assessment, damage assessment, and also for World Heritage properties, heritage impact assessment is necessary. However, the capacity of the local specialists who involved in preparation of the documentation is quite poor, and it's a huge area for development. And I hope through my research I could a little bit build capacity of the local people and a little bit structurize the current documentation system. This is one of the example that we have been conducted several years ago in one of the site. We did damage assessment of each site and all the part of the building, and it also can be a good tool for monitoring of the damage assessment. For example, now we could see that the racing dam has been increased in comparison, like it was several years ago. So what is the benefit of the good documentation? It's first, it's recording of the site, because sites could be in danger due to many reasons. It also understanding of the site and its outstanding universal value. It's planning and monitoring for future intervention to the sites, and also improve facilitating of the approval from the advisory bodies, as it's very crucial for Uzbekistan because we have a lot of development projects within the buffer zone and the core zone. It's very complicated to provide good comprehensive documentation to the advisory body for their approval, and actually it's kind of back and like we sent the set of documentation, but as it was not prepared properly, the advisory body sent us back, and it's like endless process. It also improving the quality of the work itself, capacity building of the young, well, specialist and young generation. It's strengthening of local legislation system, because local legislation system is not powerful enough in the cultural heritage. It's also improving intergovernment communication, awareness raising, and community involvement that is crucial for sites in Uzbekistan. This is some example of the survey of historical site in Bukhara, and through survey we have collected documentation about houses in Bukhara, but on the same time we communicated with the local community. We provide some awareness raising of the site, why it was important for them to live in their traditional houses, why Bukhara was important, and what kind of attribute and values can be found. So it was good exercise not only for collecting information of about traditional urban structure in Bukhara, but it also was good exercise to communicate with local community and to make them involved in research and survey. And who should be involved? This is from my point of view, it should be community, as there are direct beneficiaries, private sector, government authorities, cultural heritage expert, international organization, and academics and researchers. So it's end of my presentation. I would like to thank and just point out that this is good exercise in Bukhara again. We ask local kids to draw like a picture. How do they see their city? What is important their city for them? And actually, it was very successful exercise, and many kids participated in this. So that I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you very much.